2, and 1. And welcome to Gilmer County High School as the Georgia High School Association, Channel 4, and WBHF bring you coverage of the quarterfinals of this year's AA State Girls Basketball Tournament. Tonight's game between Greater Atlanta Christian and Cartersville for the rights to advance to Macon. Both schools trying to get in this year, Matt. Both schools with solid basketball programs.
Definitely so, Scott, and both teams coming off a very hard-fought victory last night. GAC with a big win. They come back from being down by 16 to Padilla and end up winning big by 22. Be interesting to see what they've got left in the tank. Cartersville, very well documented. Big win last night against Putnam, back and forth all night long. So it's going to come down to who's got the endurance and who's got the legs, and towards the end of the game, who's going to go to Macon.
That's absolutely right. It should be a great one tonight as we take a look at the GAC and Cartersville starters. And starting for the Lady Canes tonight, of course, the same five we've seen all year. Trista Johnson, Candace Davis, Kenya Butts, Brooke Spencer, and Ashley Riley. On the other end of the court, we've got Taylor Callahan, Anne-Marie Campbell, Sherelle Baker, Tara Ruggiero, and Katie Beth Pate. Those are the starters for the Spartans tonight. And Matt, last night we saw the Hurricanes come out against a very quick team. Tonight they'll be facing a very tall team.
Exactly right, Scott. A very tall team indeed. They've got a couple players that are around 6'2", 6'3". On top of that, they've got Sherelle Baker, probably headed for the University of Georgia. Definitely a top college prospect at the swing position. Very physical inside, very tall team. And it's going to be up to Cartersville. What I'd really like to see them do is do a lot of running, in particular to get these big girls. They're very tall, but they're not as athletic as Cartersville's big people are. If you can outrun them up the floor, then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to get your shots at the basket without those big girls being up in the post position. I'm afraid that if you try to continuously have the ball on the block, faced up against Anne-Marie Pate, Sarah Ruggiero down there on the blocks, very physical, very tall team, that they'll be able to really man up against Riley and company down low. So if Cartersville can do a lot what they did yesterday, GAC kind of likes to press a little bit too. If Cartersville can break that press and get some 2-on-1 situations like they did against Putnam, I think they're going to come out of this just fine. Very difficult matchups inside there with all the height that GAC brings to the table.
Well, it should be a great matchup. Laura Eaton starting for the Spartans instead of number 10, Taylor Callahan. The only difference in the Spartan lineup that we'll see tonight. And jumping it off at midcourt, Katie Beth Pate against Ashley Riley. And it's not often that Riley has somebody bigger there in the center jumping against her.
As I mentioned, she's probably a lot more athletic, though, than Katie Beth Pate.
Well, GAC comes away with the opening tip, ball in the hands of Laura Eaton, and they'll work it around the perimeter. They go back to Eaton, top of the key. They go to Baker on the wing, and Sherelle Baker fires up a three. It's good, and GAC on the board first. They lead it 3-0. 7:45 to play here in the opening quarter. Cartersville gets the ball on the inbounds pass. They bring it in. Candace Davis will go up court to Kenya Butts. And they'll continue to work it around the backcourt. Butts bringing it across midcourt, goes down low for Riley, and they lose the handle on it. Riley saving it back out to Johnson. Johnson to Kenya Butts. Butts looking inside for Brooke Spencer. Spencer with a turnaround jumper, and that one won't go. The rebound goes to Mary Beth Pate, and here come the Spartans back the other way. Sherelle Baker with it. 7:15 to go here in the opening quarter as Baker goes into Pate. Pate spots up from 15 feet. It won't fall. Coming away with the rebound is Ruggiero, and she kicks it back out to Pate, and they'll reset the offense. Baker, top of the key, dribbling inside, kicks it down low to Ruggiero. She puts it up and in. It's a 5-0 lead. GAC on top of this one. Lady Canes yet to get on the board. They trail by 5. They go up court to Trista Johnson. Johnson over to Ashley Riley. Riley kicking it back out to Johnson. Johnson on the wing to Davis. Down low to Brooke Spencer. Spencer pulls it back out, and the Canes continue to work the perimeter. Davis on the wing, looking inside, goes down low to Riley, who's wide open and hits the easy 6-footer. And the Canes are on the board. It's 5-2 with 6.5 minutes to play here in the opening quarter.
Dangerous pass, but a great one by Candace Davis.
A play all the way down the court doesn't fall, and the Canes are back running the other way. 5-2, they trail this one. Ball in the hands of Kenya Butts, and they'll reset the offense with Trista Johnson, top of the key. Johnson going to her right, goes on the wing, and they'll continue to work it around the perimeter. Johnson shooting the three, it won't fall. Ball is loose. Brooke Spencer powering her way for the rebound, and we've got a foul called underneath.
And Scott, that's exactly what they need to do. I mentioned it in the opening. Pate very tall, but not as strong in the hands. And last night we saw at several occasions she was stripped by the guards after she got her hands on the ball. That's exactly what happened there. And Spencer gets the foul call.
6:09 to go here, opening quarter. 5-2 your score. Canes with the ball on the inbounds pass. They go top of the key to Brittany Moore, and the Canes will reset the offense. Trista Johnson going down low to Kenya Butts. Butts looking inside now, shoots. It won't fall, but Brooke Spencer is there for the rebound, and the Hurricanes continue to work it around the perimeter. They go down low to Ashley Riley. Riley with the shot, and it won't fall, but Kenya Butts is there for the putback, and it goes. And the Canes are down by 1, 5-4 your score. 5:46 to go here in the opening quarter. Spartans in trouble. They throw it deep to Ruggiero. She comes up with it, now kicks it back out. Ball is loose, and the Hurricanes come up with it. Back the other way comes Trista Johnson, and the Purples running the ball. Canes with it out front. They go to Kenya Butts on the wing. She looks inside for Riley. The ball swatted away, and GAC comes up with it. Steal that time by Anne-Marie Campbell. And the Spartans are running back the other way. Ball is loose. Canes come back up with it. Kenya Butts will bring it up court. Now she gives it to Johnson, and Trista brings it across the timeline. Trista top of the key. They'll reset the front. Canes continuing to work around the perimeter. Trista Johnson, top of the key, goes over to Brittany Moore. Moore looking inside for Spencer, and it's knocked away by Ruggiero. It'll remain Cartersville basketball.
Very important Spencer doesn't get in foul trouble tonight. They really need that physical presence down low, especially against Ruggiero.
Trista Johnson getting ready for the inbounds pass, and they bring Manisha Wilkins into the game as the Lady Canes go with a slightly taller lineup. The inbounds pass, they go up top to Brittany Moore. Moore will reset the offense. 5-4 your score. GAC on top of this one. 5:04 to go in the opening quarter. Trista to her right. Goes over to Kenya Butts. Butts looking around. Goes back to Johnson, top of the key. Over on the wing to Brittany Moore. They work it inside to Riley. Riley with the shot, and she's fouled by Katie Beth Pate.
Great job by Riley. Working hard down on the block, and they're kind of doubling down on her. So what she does is she just rotates it up to the top of the free throw line. It'll be Pate's first and the team's second.
Riley at the stripe with a chance to tie it. It's good. Canes on a little 5-0 run of their own after the Spartans started the game with a 5-0 run of theirs. 4:54 to go here in the opening quarter. We're deadlocked at 5. Ashley Riley giving the Hurricanes their first lead of the game, and she does. 6-5 your score. Cartersville on top. Sherelle Baker going up court, and she finds a wide open Laura Eaton, who goes off on the wing. Eaton in trouble, looking up for Baker, finds her up in the corner, and they continue to work it around the perimeter. Baker going loose for Ruggiero. She can't handle the ball. It's out of bounds. It'll be Cartersville basketball on the turnover.
And Scott, this is kind of what we talked about last night after we knew that GAC was progressing in the tournament. Nobody, I don't think, has played a man-to-man against GAC all year long. Cartersville comes out in the man-to-man and giving them a little bit of fits here on the offensive end since the 5-0 run.
Canes going on the wing to Brittany Moore, back to Johnson. Johnson looking inside. Canes will lead a little clock, and they go on the wing now to Moore. Moore putting it on the floor, kicks it back up to Kenya Butts, who shoots from the free throw line. It's good. Cartersville on the board again. It's now 8-5 with 4:19 to go here in the opening quarter. Spartans in trouble on the full court trap. It's stolen away by Brittany Moore. Hurricanes have numbers back the other way, and it goes out of bounds off the hands of Kenya Butts. Tough turnover for the Lady Canes, but they still lead it by 3, 8-5 with 4:12 to go here in the opening quarter. Spartans with it on the inbounds pass. Sherelle Baker goes into Ruggiero, and she gets it back, and Baker will take it down the sideline. She loses the handle on it. It goes out of bounds, but it will remain Spartan basketball, and it's safe to say Sherelle Baker hasn't seen speed like Trista Johnson all year.
No, but Cartersville hasn't seen a whole lot of Sherelle Baker's type of speed except for last night. Important they keep her bottled up.
Baker goes up top to Eaton. Eaton looking inside for Pate. They go down low to Ruggiero, who gets the easy layup, and GAC back on the board. It's 8-7. Cartersville on the inbounds pass. They go to Brittany Moore. Moore up court to Kenya Butts. Butts dribbling against Anne-Marie Campbell, and she'll reset the offense on the wing. Cartersville with the basketball. Top of the key is Trista Johnson. Johnson working against Campbell, and she goes on the wing to Kenya Butts. Butts looking inside. Nowhere to go. Goes back outside to Johnson. Johnson puts it on the floor back to Kenya. Kenya looks at the three, and it goes off the backboard.
She didn't call glass, Scott, but she nails it from the left baseline.
11-7 your score. GAC running in. Baker throws up a prayer. It won't fall, and Ashley Riley comes away with the rebounds and throwing the elbows. Canes are back in business the other way. They don't have numbers, so they'll pull it back out and reset the offense. Kenya Butts top of the key. Working it around, goes on the wing to Johnson. Johnson pulls it back out, and the Hurricanes will reset the front with 3:11 to go here in the opening quarter. 11-7 your score. Trista Johnson dribbling against Campbell. She throws it on the wing. Brittany Moore puts it on the floor, now kicks it back out to Trista Johnson, and Johnson is fouled. That time goes against Anne-Marie Campbell, and that is her second personal, the team's third here in the first quarter. 3:01 remaining before the break, and it's 11-7 Cartersville on top. And the Spartans bring in some reserves as Taylor Callahan will check into the game along with Julie Warner. Cartersville with the ball on the sideline. Trista Johnson goes into Brittany Moore. Moore, of course, a huge reason the Canes are here tonight after a great game against Putnam County last night. Canes with the basketball, top of the key is Trista Johnson. She dribbles through the pressure, kicks it back out. Kenya Butts looks at the three for a second, and now they'll reset. 2:48 to go here, first quarter. Cartersville up by 4, 11-7 your score. They work it inside to Manisha Wilkins, and she draws the foul.
That's going to go against Ruggiero, who I think is really a wild card for this GAC team. She's a lot like Brooke Spencer in that she provides good, solid rebounding on both sides of the floor and shows excellent hustle. So if they can get her out of the game, that'd be a big help.
Canes on the inbounds pass to Kenya Butts. She fires one up, it won't go. Pate comes away with the rebound. She gets it inbounds, and Julie Warner will bring it up court. Now Kenya Butts playing man-to-man and doing a good job on Sherelle Baker, keeping her out of the game as of so far with 5.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. GAC working it around. They try to go inside to Pate. Pate against Riley, kicks it back out. Now Callahan with it, dribbles in, takes a shot, it won't go, and Trista Johnson comes away with the rebound. Hurricanes running back the other way. Lady Canes with the basketball. They kick it back out to Kenya Butts. Butts looking inside for Riley. Riley on the turnaround jumper, and it goes right over the hands of Katie Beth Pate, and that doesn't happen often. GAC stunned here, down 6 with 2:04 to go here in the opening quarter. 13-7 your score, and there goes Sherelle Baker, the length of the court, laying it up and in. That pulls the Spartans within 4, 13-9, with just under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Cartersville with the basketball on top of the key. It's Trista Johnson. Johnson dribbling to her left, goes on the wing to Brittany Moore. Back to Johnson, top of the key. She'll kick it around the horn, and the Canes will eat some clock. Kenya Butts dribbling inside, and she takes it right to the hole, puts it up, and won't fall, but she draws the foul, and she'll go to the stripe to shoot 2.
Cartersville the last 2 games has done a much better job of driving to the basket, something we didn't see a whole lot of in the half-court set during the regular season. Last night, Trista Johnson did a great job in here early on. Kenya Butts getting it to the rack, and now with a chance to shoot 2.
So Kenya Butts with a chance to open up a 6-point lead for the Lady Canes with 1:39 to go here in the opening quarter. The first is good. That makes it 14-9. GAC coming into this game with an overall record of 27-3, and they'll put both of their big twin towers on the bench as Ruggiero and Pate both take a seat. Krista Watson checks into the game. The second free throw also good. Cartersville has opened up a 6-point lead. It's 15-9. 1:39 to go here in the opening quarter. Spartans continue to work it. They're in trouble in the backcourt. And trying to get through is Ashley Van Ryan. It's stolen away, and Manisha Wilkins steps up, takes the shot, it won't fall. And coming away with the rebound was Taylor Callahan. In the backcourt, Hurricanes running the trap. And back deep is Julie Warner trying to get it up court. She finds Watson, and they'll take it inside. Watson with the shot, it won't go. Ball is loose. And coming away with it is Cartersville. Ashley Riley with the basketball gives it off to Brittany Moore. Moore right by Sherelle Baker. Goes back up top of the key. Baker coming away with the steal, and she'll go the length of the court. As she lays it up, it won't go. And she gets her own board, puts it back up, it still won't fall. And Cartersville pulls down the rebound. Kenya Butts with a huge effort underneath. And as we've said all year long, when the Canes need something to happen, Butts is there. Trista Johnson dribbling down, gives it to Riley. And we're going to have a foul called underneath.
Julie Warner's second, Scott. More importantly, the team's 6th foul for GAC. Cartersville yet to be called for a team foul, so it's 6-0 in the foul department, and Cartersville will be in the bonus for the remainder of the half after this foul.
Cartersville on the inbounds pass. They go to Ivory Hall just in the game. Now Trista Johnson fires up a 3. It won't go, and coming away with the rebound was Sherelle Baker. Lady Spartans with it up court.
Great job that time by Brittany Moore. Important to stop Sherelle Baker when she starts running up the wing.
Spartans with the ball. The shot that time, it won't fall for Eaton. And coming away with the rebound, it's going to be a jump ball possession. And the Lady Canes have the possession arrow up by 6. 32 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. At stake tonight, a berth in Macon on Wednesday night, an 8:30 game where they'll meet one of the South Georgia squads coming out of the North bracket of South Georgia. And they go down low to Brooke Spencer. Hurricanes with the shot. It won't go, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the stripe to shoot 2. And that is the 7th team foul against GAC in the first quarter alone.
It's going to go against Taylor Callahan, her first. And like you said, Scott, the team's 7th. Looked like Cartersville got a little bit of a break there as that block looked pretty clean from our vantage point, which is probably about 20 feet from where that happened.
Brooke Spencer at the free throw line, and it's no good off the back of the iron, so she'll have a second here with 23.7 seconds remaining, and Lauren Smith checks into the game to replace Ashley Riley. A good move by Coach Enos. This gives Riley a quick blow, and the Canes with an opportunity. The shot that time good by Brooke Spencer, and the Canes have their biggest lead, 7. They go up court to Baker. Baker in three-point range, being guarded inside by Brittany Moore, and the Canes whistled for their first foul of the first quarter. 20.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter. That time it goes against number 22, Brittany Moore. That'll be her first and the team's first. Sherelle Baker looking inside, and the shot is good, and she draws the foul as Krista Watson will now go to the stripe to try to complete the three-point play with 18 seconds remaining in the first. It's a 16-11 game. Cartersville up by 5. Watson with an opportunity to make it 4.
That foul called on Ivory Hall.
That'll be the second team foul against the Canes. And this free throw is good. That cuts the lead to 4, 16-12. And now we're going to have a substitution. Checking into the game is Hillary Hightower. She will replace Sherelle Baker. So Lady Hurricanes with the basketball. On the inbounds pass, they go back to Trista Johnson. Johnson dribbling through the pressure, goes back up court to Ivory Hall. Hall pulls it back out, and the Lady Canes will reset the offense. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. They go back out to Hall. Hall looking inside, puts it down low for Spencer. Spencer in trouble, dribbles it back out. 3 seconds, they go back out top of the key to Johnson. Johnson fires up a long three-pointer. It won't fall. And at the end of 1, it's 16-12. Cartersville on top of this one. We'll take 30 seconds and come back with quarter number 2 right after this.
Let's hop online. Oh no, not her, not on the phone. I'm helpless.
Hello? He told me I was beautiful.
If only I had PowerLink. It's always connected, and it doesn't tie up the phone.
Tell me everything.
Unlike your sister.
That is so sweet. Oh, that is
Sign up now and get your first month free plus free installation. Set your computer and your internet experience free. Call 1-888-ADELNET.
His exact words were, "You are so pretty."
Oh boy.
Will you go out with me tonight?
I gotta get PowerLink.
And welcome back to Gilmer County High School in Ellijay. This is the quarterfinals of this year's AA State Girls Bracket. A win tonight puts one of these two teams in Macon. And both teams will go back with their starting lineups, except for the Hurricanes will actually bring Brittany Moore and Manisha Wilkins into the game off the bench. They'll go with Trista Kenya and Ashley Riley.
A little moisture in front of the Cartersville bench. They're taking a few moments to get the floor ready to go. That's why the further delay in play. One thing to look for, Anne-Marie Campbell, number 12 for GAC, in the ballgame with 2 fouls. Also keep in mind Cartersville in the bonus for this entire quarter.
Katie Beth Pate on the inbounds pass goes to Anne-Marie Campbell, who will reset the offense, dribbling against Trista Johnson. Campbell pulls up her dribble and goes on the wing. They'll continue to work it around the horn. Spartans top of the key. Campbell going inside to Pate. Pate looking in down low, and the ball is stolen away. Cartersville basketball. Here come the Lady Canes. Kenya Butts with it, running back the other way. And Cartersville will reset the offense. Top of the key is Brittany Moore. Moore looking over to Trista Johnson. Johnson back out to Moore. Moore looking for Kenya Butts. Butts looking down low for Manisha Wilkins. And the ball, and we're going to have a foul call. That's going to go against Sherelle Baker, and that's a huge call against the Spartans. Baker also slow to get up.
That's just a tough luck call either way you look at it. 2 players going to the floor. Loose ball. It's hard to really say that one player fouled another. Probably would have been better off as a no call. Fortunately, that'll benefit Cartersville, and Kenya will step to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Well, Matt, she was all over her back too, so you got to call it on the player that's behind the ball. So Kenya Butts goes to the free throw line to shoot the front end of the 1-and-1. That is the 8th team foul, and the first no good. So GAC coming away with the rebound. Ball in the hands of Laura Eaton. They'll continue to work it up court. Eaton top of the key. Will reset the offense. She goes on the wing to Baker. Baker pulling it back out. Being guarded, and they continue to work it around the horn. They go inside to Ruggiero. Ruggiero goes hard to the rack, puts it up, it won't fall. And coming away with the rebound on a huge pull down that time was Kenya Butts. Here come the Lady Canes running back the other way. They lead it by 4, 16-12. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Cartersville with the basketball. Trista Johnson, top of the key, goes on the wing to Moore. Brittany Moore looking down low for Wilkins on the lob pass, and Manisha can't handle it, but she spins it right back out, and Trista Johnson trying to save it, steps on the baseline. It will be GAC basketball on the turnover. 6:50 to go here in the first half. 16-12 your score. Sherelle Baker brings it across midcourt. Top of the key, goes on the wing. They'll continue to work it down low to Pate. She with the turnaround jumper, it won't fall. And Ruggiero is there for the putback, it won't go either, and Pate is there, and now she draws the foul. So Pate will go to the stripe to shoot 2. That one's gonna go against Manisha Wilkins. That'll be her first and the team's third.
Excuse me, Scott. With the two big girls in here for GAC, they do a great job of running the high-low post, passing it to each other on the interior. Very important to get backside relief, especially when it comes to rebounding.
Well, the first free throw won't go for Katie Beth Pate, so she'll line up for a second. And that one is good, so that cuts the lead to 3 at 16-13. Cartersville on top. Canes on the inbounds pass, and they'll bring it up court. Trista Johnson resetting the offense for the Canes. 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Johnson going to her right, pulls it back out. Johnson will go top of the key to Kenya Butts, who dribbles through traffic, puts it up, it won't fall. And coming away with the rebound that time is Manisha Wilkins, and the Canes will reset the offense. They look inside for Riley. Now Johnson will pull it back out. Canes over to Kenya Butts. She looks at the 3, and it goes. Huge shot for the Lady Canes, and they're up by 6, 19-13. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Cartersville bringing some pressure here. Sherelle Baker, top of the key, will reset things for GAC. They try to go inside to Pate. Pate working against Riley, puts up the shot, it won't go. And coming down with the rebound once again is Kenya Butts, and she's putting on a monster display on the boards tonight. Canes with the basketball, and they continue to work it around the horn. They go inside to Riley. Riley with the turnaround jumper from 14 feet, and it's good. Canes lead it by 8, 21-13. 5:41 to play here in the first half. Sherelle Baker bringing it right through the heart of the Canes defense. Goes down low to Pate. They kick it back out to Baker. She shoots the 3. It's good. And GAC on the board. They're going to say she was inside the arc, so it's only a 2. 21-15 your score. Cartersville up by 6. 5:23 to go here in the opening half. Canes with the basketball. Top of the key, they'll work it inside for Riley. Riley has it swatted away. The ball that time in the hands of Anne-Marie Campbell, back the other way. And putting up the shot is Sherelle Baker as she goes hard to the hole. And it's a 4-point lead for the Lady Canes, 21-17. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Trista Johnson on the wing, this time to Brittany Moore. Moore, and they continue to work it around. Johnson kicking it back out. Kenya Butts looks at the 3. It won't go. Ball is loose, and coming up with it this time is Kenya Butts as she gets her own rebound. And the Lady Hurricanes will reset the offense. 4:52 to play here in the first half. The shot, and it's good that time by Trista Johnson. A big 3-pointer, and the Hurricanes lead by 7, 24-17. GAC Sherelle Baker brings it up court. She'll cross the timeline. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. She goes to her right now, down low to Pate. Pate powers inside, it won't fall. And coming away with the rebound, once again, Kenya Butts. She goes up court to Brittany Moore, and Moore will reset the offense as she pulls it back out. And the Canes will start over with 4:23 to go here in the first half. They go on the wing to Johnson. Johnson steps inside, and they're going to say she traveled. 24-17 your score. Cartersville on top of this one, up by 7. And Katie Beth Pate will have a seat on the bench. She's replaced by Krista Watson.
Donna Enos is taking a 30-second timeout. Just a chance to get Spencer back in the game and to get her team a little bit of a breather. They've been pushing it real hard all night.
Well, Matt, last night we were way in the corner of the gym, couldn't see numbers. Tonight we can't see anything.
Well, we got a real good look behind the GAC players.
I can see everybody's number on GAC, but I can't see the court.
None of them that are on the court, though. That's the unfortunate thing. That's all right, we're here. It's good to see a packed gym and a great start for the Lady Canes.
It is standing room only here at Gilmer County High School. 4:19 to play here in the first half. GAC's basketball, Krista Watson in the game. She replaces Ruggiero, not Katie Beth Pate. And the Lady Spartans will work it around the horn, top of the key. Anne-Marie Campbell, they go down low, and Watson takes it in hard, gets the bucket and the foul, chance for a 3-point play. And she can cut the lead to 4 again. It's 24-19. and Watson will go to the stripe.
Scott, this is where it's really going to pose a matchup problem. They put both Watson and Pate in the game at the same time. You're leaving essentially Riley down low to defend both of them. They're going to need to back those guards in and close off those lanes.
Well, the free throw is no good, and coming away with the rebound is Ashley Riley. So Canes hang on to a 5-point lead. 4 minutes to go first half. They go on the wing to Moore. Back up top to Kenya Butts. Butts looking around. She finds Trista Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson dribbling against the pressure, goes on the wing to Moore. Moore looking for Ashley Riley with the 14-foot shot. It won't fall. And the Hurricanes battling for the rebound. And it's going to remain Cartersville basketball.
Pate came very close to picking up her second personal. She'll take a seat on the bench.
Actually, Pate's going to stay in the game.
She's begging to come out, but the coach won't take her out.
Every time she comes, every time she's stop and play, she comes and sits on the bench, and they tell her to get back in. Cartersville with the basketball off the inbounds pass. Trista Johnson losing it over to Kenya Butts. Butts in the corner, drives the baseline, steps through, and now takes it hard to the hole, has it knocked away, and it'll remain Cartersville basketball. 3:38 to play here in the first half. 24-19 your score. Cartersville with a 5-point lead. Off the break, they go inside to Ashley Riley. The high arcing shot won't fall, and coming away with the rebound was Laura Eaton. Eaton in the backcourt being guarded by Kenya Butts. Eaton picks up her dribble and goes up court to Krista Watson, and now Watson finds Sherelle Baker, and the Lady Spartans bring it up court, down by 5. 3:23 to play here in the first half, and we're gonna have a foul call. That's gonna go against Kenya Butts.
Her first, only the team's fifth. Not really characteristic of a lot of the other fouls that have been called this game.
Laura Eaton has a seat on the bench. She's replaced by number 10, Taylor Callahan, and they give it to her on the wing. Callahan being guarded by Brittany Moore, goes to her right, now pulls it back up, goes on the wing to Baker. Baker being guarded by Spencer. They go down low, and the shot that time wide open is Krista Watson underneath the basket. And it's now a 3-point lead, 24-21. Canes with the basketball as Trista Johnson brings it up court. This one has gone back and forth all night. Johnson getting her own ball back, goes down low to Spencer, and Spencer has it knocked out of bounds, and it will remain Cartersville basketball. And the Twin Towers down low, giving the Canes a little trouble inside. Cartersville much quicker than GAC, with the exception of Sherelle Baker, but obviously the Spartans have the size advantage. Canes stepping inside, and they'll work it around, and it'll be a turnover. So it'll be GAC basketball off the inbounds pass, goes out of bounds, and now Katie Beth Pate has a seat on the bench. So Rogerio checks into the game to play alongside Krista Watson down low for the Lady Spartans. Top of the key is Taylor Callahan. She goes to her left. Now working down low, she finds number 14, Ashley Van Ryan, and she has it stripped away, but it will remain GAC ball with 2:41 to play here in the first half. 24-21 your score. GAC with the basketball. Sherelle Baker on the inbounds pass goes outside to Callahan. She shoots it from 3-point range. It's good, and we're now tied at 24. 2:36 to play here in the first half. We're deadlocked at 24. GAC on a 7-0 run. Canes coming back the other way, and they'll try to work it inside. It's stolen away. GAC on the run back the other way. Sherelle Baker gives them the lead as she puts it up and in. It's 26-24, making a 9-0 run, and the Lady Canes are going to call a little timeout to talk things over, and they'll have a quick break. It is a full timeout by the Lady Canes, so we'll take a quick 30 seconds with your score. GAC 26, Cartersville 24. We'll be right back after this.
You're watching Adelphia Channel 4.
Of course, you know about the great deals and top quality furniture you can find at Cartersville Outlet. But did you know about the Cartersville Outlet Liquidation Center in the Cartersville Plaza? The Cartersville Outlet Liquidation Center is open for a limited time to offer you the overstock furniture from Cartersville Outlet warehouses. Plus, you know Jack. He found some great deals and purchased them especially for this store. Jack can't resist a bargain or the chance to save his customers money. So if you're in the market for a bedroom suite, living room suite, dinette, or recliner, check out the Cartersville Outlet Liquidation Center behind Wendy's in the Cartersville Plaza.
And welcome Welcome back to the action already in progress, and the Lady Canes go down low to Riley, who takes the shot. It won't go, and we're going to have a foul called underneath. That's going to go against Ruggiero. And that's big. Anybody down low for the Spartans that picks up a foul is going to be big, because the key to this game for GAC is the size advantage they have down low, and of course the equalizer, Sherelle Baker.
Right, unfortunately they just changed that foul call to Ashley Van Ryn, who was also in the area. Looked like Ruggiero was the one that got a piece of Butts, but nonetheless, Kenny will step to the line. The 9th team foul, so it's still a 1-and-1.
The free throw no good, but coming up with the rebound is Brittany Moore, and the Lady Canes pull it back out. Trista Johnson, top of the key, over on the wing to Brittany Moore. Back up to Kenya Butts, and the Lady Canes continue to work the perimeter. Trista Johnson puts it on the floor, goes down low to Moore. Moore looking inside for Riley. Riley shoots from 15 feet. It won't go, but she comes up with her own rebound, kicks it back out to Kenya Butts. 1:51 to play here in the first half. Lady Canes with the basketball. Trista Johnson in trouble, gets it down to Kenya Butts, who steps up and takes a shot. It won't fall, but coming away with the rebound that time was Manisha Wilkins, and she gets the easy putback to tie things up at 26. The inbounds pass by Ruggiero goes inbounds to Krista Watson. Watson in trouble, and it's stolen away. Lady Canes with the basketball. The shot put up that time by Kenya Butts. Coming away with the rebound is Trista Johnson, and Ashley Riley's going to be called for the over and back. Tough break as the ball just shot off someone's knee. It'll be GAC basketball. Taylor Callahan with it on the inbounds pass. She gives it off to Krista Watson, and they'll go back to Callahan. They'll continue to work it around the corner. Top of the key, they go on the wing. It's stolen away, and Kenya Butts, unevaded to the hoop, lays it up and in, and the Canes have the lead again. It's 28-26. Sherelle Baker on the inbounds pass.
Oh, an unfortunate call.
We're going to have a technical foul called against Kenya Butts. Tough break. She just touched the ball before it came inbounds.
Right, you can't reach across the line and touch the basketball, and that's exactly what she did in her attempt to block the inbounds pass. She reached across the barrier of the baseline and touched the basketball. So an automatic technical foul also counts as a team foul as well as a personal.
So that's her second personal, so tough call all around for the Lady Canes. Is there not a warning on that the first time?
If you reach across the line and do not touch the basketball, the referee can give you a warning. If you reach across and touch the basketball, then there is no warning. But the thing about it is, when you reach across the line and you warn, if you warn one team, you have to warn both of them. I don't know if they go ahead and issue a warning now to both teams, or if you can still reach across and do that. But said, not a call that you see made very often, but a clear-cut and correct call by the officiating crew. This crew actually called last night's game and did a great job as well.
Sherelle Baker misses 1 of 2, so ball is loose on the ground off the inbounds pass, and the Canes come up with it. Brittany Moore with it in trouble, fighting, and we're going to have a jump ball call underneath, and the arrow favors the Lady Canes. So Cartersville catching a break right there. They lead it 28-27, 1 minute to play in the first half. Trista Johnson on the inbounds pass goes to Brittany Moore. Johnson back the other way, steps inside, goes on the wing to Moore. Moore looking inside, goes down low for Riley. Riley loses the handle, and coming up with it that time is Ashley Van Ryn. She'll take it down the length of the court, but pulls it back out, and the Spartans will reset the offense. They go on the wing this time to number 20, Hillary Hightower. Now they'll try to work it inside. Ball is loose. Trista Johnson picks it up. Lady Canes have numbers. Johnson down low to Moore, who puts up the shot. It won't fall, and coming away with the rebound that time is Katie Beth Pate. And now we're going to have a foul called in the backcourt, and that's going to go against Brittany Moore, and that's just a frustration foul on her.
Imperative that you convert on those opportunities.
32 seconds remaining in the first half, 28-27, and this is a tough one because that's going to send Pate to the stripe to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Candace Davis checking back into the game. We haven't seen her in a while. She provided a pretty good spark last night when the Canes were in trouble.
Pate 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Brittany Moore checks out of the game. She's replaced by Candace Davis, so Moore, who came in for her early, did a pretty good job and now is going to get her first rest in a little while. Ruggiero also checks into the game. She replaces Krista Watson.
Watson was big for them in substitution play, 7 points.
So the free throw no good on the front end of the 1-and-1. Ball is loose, and the Canes come up with it. Kenya Butts once again with the rebound. Lady Canes with it. They'll bring it up court. Kenya Butts at the top of the key, in some trouble, gives it off to Trista Johnson. Johnson working down low, goes over to Candace Davis. Davis back up to Trista. Trista in trouble, goes back to Candace Davis. She dribbles inside, down low to Manisha Wilkins, who puts it up and travels. Had she not traveled, she would have drawn the foul because she got hammered. 11 seconds remaining in the first half. Cartersville leads it by 1, 28-27. And you got to keep your eyes on Sherelle Baker. She'll obviously be the go-to girl here. GAC on the inbounds pass. Taylor Callahan gets it to Baker on the inbounds pass. Baker dribbling against the pressure. Candace Davis guarding her. And she goes right between the press. Dribbles in, takes the shot, now gives it down to Rosario. It won't fall. And Cartersville comes up with it. Manisha Wilkins will hold it, and that will do it for the first half. Cartersville leading it 28-27, and we are 16 minutes away from one team advancing to make it. That'll do it for your first half. Once again, Cartersville leading it 28-27 over Greater Atlanta Christian. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back and join our radio broadcast for the halftime show.
If you were going to build the perfect lawn and garden tractor, what would it look like? Would it have a direct drive shaft? How about a cast iron front axle? Or a welded steel frame? Would your tractor have power steering and cruise control? What about a cup holder? See, the reason we ask is, we've already built that tractor. The Cub Cadet, the world's best designed lawn and garden tractor. Feel the difference for yourself at a dealer near you.
It's a month of mega movies on In Demand. See the biggest movies for the first time on cable television. Order mega movies on In Demand. And tonight you'll be living large. In Demand pay-per-view, you rule.
When you can't do it all, do what you can. Compassion for others. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Did you see this picture, Dad? It says he's a comfort specialist. Wonder what that means.
I guess it means that Dad is an expert when it comes to making customers comfortable in their home.
How do you become a comfort specialist?
Often you become a specialist based on your experience in a certain field, and you know how long Dad has been in the heating and air business.
Yeah, plus he has surrounded himself with the professional people like the experienced technicians who install and maintain the units. At Penley, we can help you save money by installing a Train XL 1200 or XL 1400 heat pump system for super high efficient heating and cooling.
Plus, if you're a Georgia Power customer, you could be eligible for a $300 energy grant for installing a dual-fuel XL 1400 heat pump system. For more information, call Pendley Heating and Air, a participating dealer in the Georgia Power Good Sense Heating and Cooling Program.
I'm so proud. My dad's a comfort specialist. And remember, it's hard to stop a train.
And welcome back to Gilmer County High School as we get ready to start the second half here. Cartersville leading it 28-27 in this quarterfinal round of the AA girls bracket. At stake, a berth in Make It. Both teams trying to get there, and both teams with an excellent chance at the next level. So this one, a very important matchup for both teams. One team will move to Macon, one will call it a season. Sherelle Baker, top of the key, gets the ball started for the Spartans. As they dribble inside, they look for Pate. Now they go back up top of the key. They look down low on the wing. The shot that time, and it won't go. And coming away with the rebound is Baker. She puts it back up. It won't fall. And ball is loose, but in the hands of Anne-Marie Campbell. Now they go to Ruggiero, who puts up a shot. It won't fall. And now we're going to have a foul called underneath. Katie Beth Pate struggling for it, and she's fouled.
Hunched over as if she took a shot somewhere. It didn't look like there was that tremendous of a foul. They're going to call it on Brooke Spencer, her first. And of course, the team's first here in the second half.
Pate at the free throw line, and she gets the first. That ties the game at 28 with 7:38 to play here in the third quarter. Pate go back at the stripe for her second, and a chance to give GAC another lead, and she misses everything. So on the violation, Cartersville will take over with the score tied at 28, 7:38 to play here in the third quarter, 22 seconds gone in the second half. Cartersville with the basketball. Kenya Butts breaking the press goes to Johnson, and Johnson fouled from behind by Sherelle Baker, and that's her second personal, the team's first here in the second half. 7:33 to play. Krista Johnson on the inbounds pass goes to Brittany Moore, and Johnson will reset the offense. Dribbling against some pressure, goes back top of the key to Kenya Butts. Butts back to Johnson. Johnson over to Kenya. Kenya looking inside. Cartersville going cross court to Brittany Moore. Moore back over to Johnson. She looks at a three. It won't fall, but coming down with the rebound is Brooke Spencer. She puts up a shot, and it's knocked away, no good. And GAC running back the other way, and the ball is loose. And it'll remain GAC basketball.
Nice job in transition for the Canes, getting back. Kenya Butts able to knock that out of bounds.
Sherelle Baker on the sidelines, being guarded this time by Brittany Moore on the inbounds pass. And she gets it inbounds to Anne-Marie Campbell. Campbell will reset the offense, going to her left. Goes on the wing this time to Laura Eaton. Eaton back to Campbell. Campbell steps up, goes down low to Ruggiero. Ruggiero dribbles through, kicks it back out, and the shot by Baker off the back of the iron, and it comes back out. And this time, putting it back up is number 12, and Ruggiero comes away with the loose ball, and fighting down low, Cartersville comes away with it, and Ashley Riley coming down with a huge rebound. Game still tied at 28. Trista Johnson on the wing to Kenya Butts. She dribbles through traffic, puts it up and in, and the Lady Canes now lead it 30-28 with 6.5 minutes to play here in the third. On the inbounds pass, it's stolen away by Brittany Moore. She goes up court to Ashley Riley. Riley all alone lays it up. It won't fall, and coming away with the rebound is Sherelle Baker, but it's stolen back by Kenya Butts, and the Hurricanes will reset the offense inside to Johnson. She puts up the shot, gets the bucket and the foul. Chance for a three-point play, and the Lady Canes can open up a 5-point lead with 6:20 to go here in the third.
Boy, Scott, I hope somebody takes a 1-minute break so I can sit there and describe all the great things we saw out of Kenya Butts, Trista Johnson, and the entire crew here just doing a great job of staying with it, forcing the turnover, and then getting to the basket.
Johnson can't complete the three-point play, and Cartersville continues to hold a 4-point lead, 32-28. Sherelle Baker dribbling against the pressure, goes on the wing, and now they'll try to get it inside. It'll be a kicked ball, which has little consequence in high school basketball in Georgia. It just means you have the ball out of bounds. Callahan on the inbounds pass, and it's stolen away by Kenya Butts, and here come the Lady Canes up by 4. They dribble in, Butts pulls it back out, and the Canes will reset their offense. Johnson over to Kenya. Kenya looking at the three, but now she goes down low to Riley. Riley has it stolen away. Ball is loose. Canes diving for it on the floor, and the ball goes into the hands of Trista Johnson, and Johnson will reset the offense for the Lady Canes. Top of the key is Kenya Butts. She goes on the wing to Brittany, and now they'll go down low to Ashley Riley. The turnaround jumper by Riley won't fall, but coming away with the rebound is Kenya Butts, and ball is loose, and we're going to have a jump ball possession, and the arrow favors the Lady Canes.
Scott, much like we saw last night, I keep referring to that Putnam County game, but when game gets a little bit sloppy, Cartersville very comfortable in that setting, and they seem to get the upper hand when the play gets out of hand a little bit.
On the inbounds pass, they go on the wing. Lady Canes will reset. Trista Johnson looking at the three. It won't go off the front of the iron, and coming away with the rebound that time was number 40, Katie Beth Pate, but she is fouled underneath by Kenya Butts.
That could be a little bit crucial because that's Butts' third.
That's a tough call against the Lady Canes, and now Taylor Callahan will come in to replace Laura Eaton. The one advantage that GAC has, with the exception of the height, is also they are substituting. And this inbounds pass is stolen. Ashley Riley puts it up and in, and Cartersville now leads it by 6. 34-28, 5.5 minutes to go. The Lady Canes knock down another inbounds pass, and GAC a little out of control right now, and head coach Mike Mitchell wants to talk things over. He'll call a 20-second timeout, so we'll leave it right here.
Scott, teams tend to take on the personality of their coach. Last night you saw Cartersville remain calm while they were down. Tonight, Don Enos a lot more animated, especially since they've imposed this press here in the second half. Really into it with her team, and her team definitely responding. GAC having all kinds of fits trying to get this ball just across half court. Trying all kinds of different guard combinations and rotating in players back and forth. Nothing seems to be working for them to this point.
5:25 to go here in the third. It'll be GAC basketball. They trail by 6, 34-28.
Scott, we've seen Candace Davis out of the game a lot more, and Brittany Moore getting extra time tonight. I don't know if Candace is under the weather or if Brittany just did such a great job last night, getting a little bit reward for it.
Sherelle Baker on the inbounds pass goes to Pate. Pate back to Ruggiero. Ruggiero in trouble, goes back to Pate, over to Baker, and Baker will bring it up court. On the wing, she goes down to Van Ryn. And Ryn dribbling inside, takes a shot, it won't go. And coming away with the rebound is Pate, and now we're gonna have a foul called, and that's gonna go against Riley. Another tough call against the Lady Canes.
Only Ashley's second. I don't think that's a bad foul. You're gonna go ahead, take your chances with Pate, who's 2 of 4 from the line. Her only 2 points tonight have come from the line. And you've seen it, Scott. She comes to the bench over here. She's been frustrated all night long, really not on top of her game.
They're actually going to call the foul against Brooke Spencer. That's her second, so that's actually a break for the Lady Canes because it leaves Ashley Riley, who is by far the tallest person the Canes have, with only 1, I believe.
That is correct.
So the first free throw good, the second rattles in and out, and coming away with the rebound is Ruggiero, and now we're going to have a jump ball. And it will remain GAC basketball. Oh, no, not. We're going to have a foul called. That's going to go against. It's going to go against Kenya Butts, and that's her 4th. So Candace Davis will check back into the game to replace Kenya Butts with 5:09 to go in the 3rd. And Matt, that was a tough call. On the inbounds pass, Sherelle Baker, no one to go to, goes on the wing to Callahan, who dribbles inside, puts it back down low to Ruggiero. Ruggiero out to Watson, who takes the shot. It won't go. Coming down with the rebound is Callahan. She puts it back up and in. And GAC on the board. They trail it by 3, 34-31. Lady Canes with the basketball. Candace Davis bringing it up court, goes to her left. Back over to Johnson, top of the key. Johnson steps up, fires one from outside. It won't go off the front of the iron. And coming away with the rebound is Manisha Wilkins. Wilkins in trouble, kicks it back out to Davis. Davis draws the foul, and that's going to go against Sherelle Baker. That's her 3rd. So with Kenya Butts and Baker both with 3 points apiece, the Lady Canes catch a break there.
Well, Scott, unlike the first half when we were talking about a lot of fouls, but not against really significant players, you see Sherelle Baker coming off the floor. She's got 2 this half, 3 in the game. Mark the time here and see what they're able to do with her off the floor.
4:42 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Lady Canes lead it by 3, 34-31. They go on the wing to Davis. Davis picks up her dribble, goes back to Johnson. Johnson, top of the key, will go to her right. They work it back across the corner, and now Moore going down low for Brooke Spencer. Spencer dribbling in the paint, puts up a shot. It won't fall, and coming away with the rebound is Ruggiero. Ruggiero getting it up court this time to number 15, Julie Warner, and they'll reset the offense. Lady Spartans have it. 4:15 to play here in the 3rd. Lady Canes up 34-31. Spartans with the ball on the wing to Callahan. She goes down low to Ruggiero. Ruggiero throwing the elbow, and we should have an offensive foul, and we're not. Another tough call against the Lady Canes.
That'll go against Candace Davis. Team's 5th here in the 2nd half.
On the inbounds pass, Warner looking for somebody. She goes into Watson. Watson with it, throws it inside, and Canes steal it away. Trista Johnson running in the open court. Dribbles through everyone, down low on the wing to Davis. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll remain Cartersville basketball. 3:59 to go here in the 3rd. Canes lead at 34-31. Trista Johnson on the inbounds pass. Gets it in this time to Moore. Moore top of the key to Candace Davis. She puts it on the floor and pull it back out. Johnson with it as we go into the 4-minute mark. Canes go on the wing to Moore. Back up to Trista Johnson. Johnson dribbling around. Goes cross court. Now they'll work it down low to Riley. Riley with the outside shot. It won't fall. And coming away with the rebound is Krista Watson. And the Lady Canes continue to struggle in the paint. Wide open down the floor is Callahan. Callahan has it stripped away by Trista Johnson. And now a frustration foul on the backside by Taylor Callahan. And that'll help the Lady Canes.
Scott, we've said it all year long. Trista Johnson is simply got to be one of the quickest basketball players, at least in the girls' side, probably quicker than most of the boys, too. She just streamed right by Taylor Callahan that time. Stripped the ball on her way back up the floor, gets the cheap foul.
3:33 to play here in the 3rd. Cartersville with the basketball. Trista Johnson, top of the key. Goes on the wing to Moore. Moore puts it on the floor, goes inside to Wilkins. The turnaround jumper, it won't go. And we're going to have a foul, and that's going to go against GAC as well. So the Hurricanes catch another break. That one goes against Ruggiero, and that's going to bring Katie Beth Pate off the bench.
And I think that's a pretty good swap out. I think you'd much rather see Pate, even though a little bit taller, not nearly as physical as Ruggiero. Cartersville maybe showing signs of some wear here as they're missing a lot of easy shots inside.
Canes with the basketball. They go on the wing to Johnson. She shoots up the long one. It won't fall. And Watson comes away with the rebound. Up court is Callahan. And we're going to have a foul called in the open court. That's going to go against Brittany Moore. That'll be the 6th team foul against the Lady Canes. And that's a tough call against the Canes and a poor decision there to come in and try to get the charge. That player could not have done anything at that point on the court, but tough break for the Canes. Top of the key this time is Julie Warner, and she'll reset the offense for GAC as they continue to work it around. The ball is loose, and we're going to have another foul called. That one's going to go against Ashley Van Ryn, and she picks up her 2nd personal, and that'll be the 6th team foul. Trista Johnson will have the inbounds pass, and Van Ryn will have a seat on the bench. She's replaced by number 11, Lauren Eaton. Canes with the basketball, and they continue to work it around the perimeter. Johnson, top of the key, dribbles in, pulls it back out, and goes cross court to Moore. Moore back out to Trista Johnson. 2:51 to go here in the third. Hurricanes lead it by 3. Both teams in a big scoring drought. The Canes dribble down low. They get inside. Brooke Spencer with an outside jumper. It won't go. And coming away with the rebound that time is Katie Van Pate, and GAC will bring it up court. Ball in the hands of number 15, Julie Warner. And they'll continue to reset the offense. GAC throwing it out of bounds. And their offense a little out of sync with Baker on the bench.
Got Riley out as well for Cartersville. She's getting ready to check back in, but I almost think you might want to go into a guard weave right now. Just shorten this game a little bit and give some of your players a chance to catch their breath.
Trista Johnson, top of the key, going to her right, goes on the wing to Candace Davis. Davis puts it on the floor, steps back up, gives it to Johnson. Johnson back over to Candace Davis. She steps inside, down low to Wilkins. Wilkins puts up a shot. It won't fall. And coming away with the rebound is Brittany Moore. Lady Canes continue to work the boards hard. They go outside to Davis. Davis puts it on the floor, goes cross court to Johnson. Johnson on the wing to Moore. Moore fires up a shot. It won't go either. Ball is loose, and Pate comes down with it. In traffic, she gets it up court to Warner, and they'll reset the offense as Warner, dribbling through traffic, takes it herself, now pulls it back out. They'll go to Eaton on the wing, who dribbles inside, throws up a shot, and it won't go. Coming down with the rebound is Brooke Spencer. She gets up court to Johnson, and the Lady Canes are running in the open court. They got numbers down low to Wilkins. Wilkins puts it up, and it goes. Canes now lead it by 5. 36-31. 1:33 to go here in the third. GAC with the basketball, and they continue to work it out. Now the shot from outside. It won't go as it rattles in and out. Coming down with the rebound is Manisha Wilkins, and she throws it into Spencer. Spencer over to Brittany Moore. The Lady Canes have the lead and the ball. 1:20 to go here in the third as Moore dribbles through pressure, throws it out on the wing to Trista Johnson. She shoots it up. It won't go. Crashing the boards goes everyone, and it'll go out of bounds off of a Cartersville player. It'll be GAC basketball. Ashley Riley checking back into the game. Manisha Wilkins comes up limping, and Brooke Spencer has a seat on the bench, so Manisha's going to stay in the game. Ivory Hall also checks in. And the Lady Canes will go back on defense. GAC with the basketball. They go up court. This time to Van Ryn. She'll bring it across the timeline. She goes to her right, picks up her dribble, and comes back out to Warner. Warner, top of the key, resets the offense for GAC. They continue to work it around. This time they go on the wing. They shot from outside. Just inside the arc was number 20, Hillary Hightower. She's in the book, and that cuts the lead to 3. 36-33, 54 seconds to play here in the third. Cartersville with the basketball. Trista Johnson, top of the key, on the wing to Davis. Davis puts it on the floor, goes back to Johnson. Johnson, top of the key, as the Canes reset the offense to Ivory Hall. Back, top of the key, and they'll continue to work some clock. 38 seconds remaining in the third. Cartersville on the wing to Candace Davis. Davis looking cross court for Ivory Hall. Hall pulls it back out, being guarded by Hightower, and she'll go to Johnson, top of the key. Johnson dribbles in, and we're going to have a foul call.
That's going to go against Warner, probably on the floor, but that's going to be her third.
And it'll be the 7th team foul against GAC, so that will send the Lady Canes to the stripe as Trista Johnson steps up for the front end of a 1-and-1.
Canes over their last 3 at the free throw line. Manisha Wilkins will take a seat on the bench for the remainder of their quarter. Lauren Smith in her place.
This is a big couple minutes here for Lauren Smith as she gets some playing time. The shot no good, and GAC comes up with the rebound. In trouble, they throw it cross court. They get it up to Callahan, who works against Candace Davis. Callahan dribbling inside, and it's stolen away. Trista Johnson with it. Cartersville coming back the other way. Johnson in traffic, puts up the shot, and it goes. What a move by Trista Johnson, and the Lady Canes lead it by 5, 38-33, but they don't get back in time, and Van Ryn puts one up at the other end, and that cuts the lead to 3, and that'll do it for quarter number 3 with your score, Cartersville 38, GAC 35, and we got ourselves a ball game here at Gilmer County. We'll take 30 seconds and come back with quarter number 4 right after this.
You have to take care of things if you want them to last, and your oral health is one of them. Ask your dentist about recent advances in dentistry and about preventive treatments that can keep your teeth stronger, healthier, and more natural looking. For information on new procedures and technologies, see your Georgia Dental Association member dentist first for the look that will last. To find a GDA member dentist, call our helpline today.
And welcome back to Gilmer County High School. As you see the Bobcats there on the baseline. Team that Cartersville used to have in their region. Back in the old 7AA. Cartersville leading it by 3, 38-35. GAC gets the ball to start the fourth quarter. On the inbounds pass, they'll give it to Anne-Marie Campbell. She goes to her left, looks for Callahan on the wing, and Callahan back to Campbell, back to Callahan. Callahan working against Davis. Throws it inside, and the ball is loose. And it's going to go off a GAC player. It'll be Cartersville basketball. So the Canes pick up the ball on the turnover. 7:45 separates these two teams. One will end basketball for the year, and the other will head to make it. Cartersville with the basketball. Brittany Moore going to her right, back to her left. Gives it off to Ivory Hall. Hall dribbling in, goes inside to Riley. Riley powers the paint, puts up a shot, it won't go. Manisha Wilkins is there, but coming up with the rebound, they go back to Wilkins. And it'll be off of Manisha's fingertips and goes out of bounds. It'll be GAC basketball. Trista Johnson checks back into the game. She replaces Ivory Hall. And it'll be GAC basketball. They trail by 3, 38-35, and they get it up court to Watson, who gets away with a little travel, and now they give it back to Sherelle Baker, who will run the point with 7:23 to go in the game. They go on the wing. Callahan looks at a three-pointer. It won't go. Ball is loose, and coming down with it is Campbell. She gets it inside to Watson. Watson powers in the paint, kicks it back out to Callahan, who puts up the shot. It's good, and it's a one-point lead for the Lady Canes. Trista Johnson coming back the other way, crosses the timeline. 7 minutes to go in the game. Johnson dribbling in, goes on the wing. Canes go inside to Riley. Riley puts up a shot, and it won't fall. Coming away with the rebound is Katie Beth Pate. Ball in the open court, and coming through is Anne-Marie Campbell. She picks up her dribble, goes back to Sherelle Baker. Baker going to her left, goes on the wing to Callahan. Down low to Pate. Pate puts up a shot. It's good, and GAC takes the lead. It's 39-38. 6:39 to go in the game. Here come the Lady Hurricanes back the other way. It's Trista Johnson with the basketball. She crosses the timeline, going to her right. She'll go on the wing to Candace Davis, who goes down low for Ashley Riley. It'll remain Cartersville basketball as Pate knocked it out of bounds. Brooke Spencer checking into the game, replacing Manisha Wilkins. Trista Johnson on the inbounds pass. They go to Riley, who puts up a shot, and it won't fall, but she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Ashley Riley going to the line. She's in double figures tonight, but having a little trouble getting some of those shots to drop. She's got 10 on the night. 6:25 to play here in the game. Riley with a chance to tie it. She'll shoot 2, and the first is good. We're deadlocked at 39. Riley with a chance to give the Lady Hurricanes the lead. We'll step back up to the stripe. 6:25 remaining in this one. Riley with the free throw. It's also good, and the Hurricanes lead it 40-39. GAC with the basketball in the inbounds pass. They go to Watson. Watson tries to put it on the floor and has nowhere to go. Goes back to Baker. Baker being guarded by Davis. She gets right through the trap, takes it herself, throws it inside, and it's knocked away by Trista Johnson. Great move in the open floor.
What a lifesaver that was. Baker so good at breaking the press and finding the open person. That time Johnson able to get a hand back and knock that out of bounds.
Sherelle Baker on the inbounds pass, takes it inside. It's stolen away by Brooke Spencer. Ball's on the floor, and the Lady Hurricanes force the jump ball, and it'll be Cartersville basketball on the possession arrow. 6:11 to go in the game. Canes lead it 40-39. They've got the ball back on their own sideline. They'll get it in to Brittany Moore, who'll give it back to Johnson, and Johnson will reset the offense. 6 minutes to go in the game. Lady Canes lead it by 1. They go on the wing to Davis. She goes cross court to Moore. Moore looking inside, goes back to Johnson. Johnson dribbling inside, has it kicked away by Baker. It'll remain Cartersville basketball. 5:55 to go in the game. 40-39 your score, Cartersville on top. Trista Johnson on the sideline rather, kicks it up top to Candace Davis, and Davis will reset the O. Back to Johnson. Johnson with the ball goes on the wing to Brittany Moore. Moore puts it on the floor, goes cross court this time to Candace Davis, who goes down low to Riley. The turnaround jumper by Ashley Riley is good, and Cartersville leads it by 3, 42-39, but the baseline pass goes the length of the court, and saving the easy bucket on the other end was Brooke Spencer. Taylor Callahan had to come back to the ball. Had it been a crisper pass, she would have had an easy bucket.
But more excellent hustle by the Lady Canes, getting back on defense.
Sherelle Baker on the inbounds pass, and it's knocked away, but coming up with the basketball is Watson. She misses the pass, but Pate is there for the putback, and now she's going to draw the foul against Ashley Riley.
That's okay. That's only Riley's second. Remember, before she actually committed a foul, but they called it on Brittany Moore instead. So Riley still with only 2. Once again, Pate with an easy opportunity, 2 easy looks to put it in and cannot do it. Put her at the free throw line where she's shooting 3 of 6 tonight.
The first by Pate is no good, so she continues to struggle at this stripe. 3 of 7 for the night. 5:32 to go in the game, and Watson's going to have a seat on the bench. Pate back at the stripe. 5:32 to go in the game. The second free throw, no good, and coming up with the rebound is Manisha Wilkins. Lady Canes coming back the other way. Trista Johnson, top of the key, dribbles through some traffic, loses the handle on it, and it's going to be a turnover as they say it went off a Cartersville player. It'll be GAC basketball. Kenya Butts with 4 fouls will now check back into the game with 5:24 to play, and they're just going to go ahead and gamble on her. Good move by Donna Enos. Let her play. She can't do anything on the bench. And the ball knocked out of bounds by a Cartersville player. It'll remain GAC basketball.
Scott, she checked out of the game with 5:09 to go in the third. Her team up by 5. She checks in with 5:21 to go in the game, and her team up by 3.
GAC with the basketball in the open court. They get it up to Campbell. Campbell dribbling through pressure, throws it out of bounds. It'll be Cartersville basketball. Huge break for the Canes that time as Ruggiero misjudged the pass, and the Lady Canes take over up by 3, 42-39 as we near the 5-minute mark in this one. Cartersville with the basketball. They go on the wing to Kenya Butts. Butts puts it on the floor, dribbles inside, in traffic, puts up the shot, it won't go, and coming down with the rebound that time is Callahan, and Callahan kicks it back up to Sherelle Baker. Baker back the other way. Working inside, gets away with a carry, puts up a shot, and it goes.
How do you not call that, Scott?
I have no idea how he didn't see that. Trista Johnson with the basketball, crosses midcourt, going to her right. Cartersville up by 1, 42-41. The Canes go back to Johnson, top of the key. Johnson looking inside, kicks it back out for Kenya Butts, and now Johnson picks it back up. There's no backcourt violation because the ball was touched by a GAC player. Trista Johnson working against Campbell, and she gets it back over to Kenya Butts. Butts will reset the offense. The Canes dribble around out front. They're near the 4-minute mark. They go down low. Wide open is Brittany Moore. She puts up the shot, and it falls. Cartersville leads by 3, 44-41. 4 minutes to go in the game. GAC coming back the other way. Sherelle Baker being guarded by Manisha Wilkins. A little mismatch there. They go on the wing. The long shot outside misses everything, and it'll be Cartersville basketball as Pate couldn't handle the rebound. Cartersville by 3, 44-41. 3:54 to go in this one. And we're going to have a timeout call by GAC as head coach Mike Mitchell wants to talk things over. It'll be a full timeout with 3:54 to go. So we'll take a 30-second break and come back right after this. You're watching the Channel 4 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Hey, Walter, jump! Why am I doing this again, Tony? We need the customers. Jump!
That's a mighty big step, Walter.
I know, but my partner says the publicity will do us good.
Easy for him to say. Cable advertising targets customers perfectly, where they live and what they watch.
Ooh, that's good. Tony, I'm coming down!
Cable television, making advertising safe for business.
Boy, am I glad you showed up.
And welcome back to Gilmer County High School, and I should say a sold-out Gilmer County High School for the quarterfinals of this year's AA Girls State Tournament. These teams are 3 minutes and 54 seconds away from one of them advancing to make it. Cartersville with the lead and the basketball as Trista Johnson will send it into Brittany Moore, and the Lady Canes will reset the offense. 3:51 to play in this one, 44-41 your score. Canes go on the wing to Kenya Butts, back up top to Johnson. Johnson losing the handle on it. They pick it up the other way. GAC running, and they're going to kick it on the wing. And down low is Sherelle Baker, misses the shot, and coming up with a huge, crucial rebound that time was Manisha Wilkins. So 30 seconds go off the clock, nothing changes. 44-41. Trista Johnson, top of the key, coming back the other way. Goes to her right, dribbling against Campbell that time, takes it in to Wilkins, and Wilkins draws the foul. She'll shoot two.
Also very crucial on that last possession, Scott. GAC with pretty much a 3-on-1, and the one back was Kenya Butts. Remember, she's playing with 4 fouls. That would be a tremendous blow to lose her at this point of the game. Fortunately, her teammates come back, and GAC unable to convert.
Manisha Wilkins at the free throw line, hits the first, and that's big. It's a 4-point lead that makes it 2 possessions with 3:22 to go. Gives the Canes a little insurance at this point. Shouldn't say insurance, more like cushion. The shot by Wilkins is also good, so it's a 5-point lead for the Lady Canes. GAC with the basketball, and they'll bring it up court. Sherelle Baker takes charge. She'll go to her right. Looking for Hightower. She loses the handle on it. Cartersville fighting for the loose ball, and Manisha Wilkins comes up with it. They go up court to Trista Johnson. Johnson against Rogerio decides to pull it back out, and Canes will reset the offense. Kenya Butts with it, top of the key, goes on the wing to Johnson. Johnson in trouble. Goes back over to Kenya Butts. 3-minute mark is surpassed here. 46-41, it's stolen by Sherelle Baker. And Kenya Butts is going to be whistled for her 5th foul.
The referee that called it didn't really have the angle, but it was the correct call. Really a cheap one that's going to get her out of the game. Give up the tournament, you give over the turnover, got to get out of the way. Kenya Butts has done it all tonight. Really had a fantastic game. She exits with 16 points, 14 of those in the first quarter, in the first half.
You almost with 4 fouls just want to give up the bucket at that point. And they'll put Baker at the free throw line, who's an excellent shooter. 2:53 to go in the game, 46-41. And the first free throw is good. That cuts the lead back to 4. Spartans substitute again. This time they'll bring Hillary Hightower out, and they'll replace her with Julie Warner. Back at the free throw line is Sherelle Baker. The second free throw also good. That cuts the lead to 3, 46-43. So a tough trip down the court for the Lady Canes. They get it in to Candace Davis. Davis dribbling against the pressure, gives it off to Trista Johnson. Johnson being guarded, goes down low to Wilkins. Wilkins into Riley, who puts up a shot. It won't fall. And Rogerio comes away with the rebound. GAC trails by 3, 2:37 to go in the game. Top of the key, and Baker steps inside. And we're going to have a travel call on Sherelle Baker.
She got away with that a couple times down the floor. Not that time.
Lady Canes with the basketball. Trista Johnson on the inbounds pass goes to Candace Davis. Back to Johnson. Johnson dribbling through the pressure. Lady Canes have numbers. She kicks it down low for Riley, and coming away with the ball, loose ball that time, is Rogerio, and GAC will reset with 2:18 to go in the game. Canes clinging to a 3-point lead, 46-43. They go on the wing this time to Van Ryan. She's in trouble, double teamed, goes down low to Peyton. It's stolen away by Ashley Riley. Riley over to Trista Johnson, and the Lady Canes can kill some clock as we go into the 2-minute mark in this one. 46-43, Cartersville on top. They go on the wing to Brittany Moore, back to Johnson. Johnson in trouble, and she's fouled.
It's going to go against Baker, her 4th. Cane's going to go ahead and go into the guard weave. You know, last night we were talking about, I didn't really like that strategy. Tonight I think I like it a whole lot better.
1:55 to go in the game, and Sherelle Baker picks up her 4th personal.
And importantly enough, Scott, the 10th team foul. It means that Trista's going to the line with an automatic 2.
So Trista Johnson with a chance to shoot 2 and give her team a 5-point lead. The first free throw good. It's a 4-point lead for the Lady Canes. Watson checks in, replaces Ruggiero, and Van Ryan also checks out of the game. She's replaced by Callahan. At the free throw line, the second is good, and that makes it a 5-point lead for the Lady Canes. 48-43, a minute 51 to go in this one. Sherelle Baker, top of the key, working against the Canes as they show the 2-3 zone. Working down low is Callahan. She puts it up, and it falls. That cuts the lead to 3. She's been huge tonight. And now we've got a timeout called as GAC is going to talk things over. Mike Mitchell wants to plan some strategy. His team down by 3, a minute 40 to play in this one. And it is a full timeout, so we'll take 30 seconds. You're watching the Channel 4 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
As a service to our customers, Adelphia Communications Corporation brings you coverage of the Cartersville City Council meetings. These meetings are held the first and third Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. on Channel 4, live from Council Chambers. The Mayor and Council are the policy-making branch of our city government, so tune in and stay informed.
And welcome back to Gilmer County High School. 1:40 to go in the game. 48-45 your score. Cartersville with the basketball. Trista Johnson on the inbounds pass being guarded by Sherelle Baker. Lady Canes having trouble getting it in. Now they find Brittany Moore. Moore will dribble up court, and she breaks the press as the Canes will reset the offense with a minute 30 to go in the game. 48-45 your score. Candace Davis back the other way as the Canes work the weave up top, and they continue to kill some clock. 1:25 to go, and now we're going to have a foul call. And that's going to send Brittany Moore to the stripe to shoot 2 as the personal goes against Taylor Callahan.
Callahan's been big here with 4 points in the 4th quarter. That is her 4th personal foul. So Sherelle Baker and Taylor Callahan each with 4 and on the floor for GAC.
So Brittany Moore steps up to the stripe. Her team up by 3. The first free throw rattles in and out. Tough break for the Lady Canes with a minute 26 to go in the game. And another crucial free throw that could still keep this as a 2-possession lead. Moore back at the stripe, and she hits the second. That was big. 49-45 with a minute 26 to go in the game, and Sherelle Baker brings it up court for GAC. On the wing is number 11, Laura Eaton. Eaton picks up her dribble and goes back to Baker. Baker back to Eaton. Eaton at the top of the key. They go on the wing to Watson. Watson down low, this time to Callahan, and it's swatted away by Ashley Riley. What a defensive effort that time in the paint. Sherelle Baker on the inbounds pass, goes on the wing, and Eaton looks at a 3, and it goes. That was a big one. That cuts the lead to 1. 49-48, 1:07 to play in the game.
Lauren Eaton gets her name in the book with 1:07 to go with a 3-pointer that pulls her team within 1.
That is a 20-second timeout, so we'll leave you right here. 49-48. 1 minute and 7 seconds separates these two teams from a trip to Macon.
Expect some more backcourt pressure. And look for this next time down the floor for GAC. Whatever the outcome that Cartersville has, look for the ball to be in the hands of Sherelle Baker. Down the stretch, you can see where she's got it in her hands. If she can't make it happen herself, she has the ability to distribute. And besides her on the floor, matter of fact, she's not even in the ball game right now. The one to look out for is going to be Krista Watson and down low.
So Lady Canes with the basketball. And on the inbounds pass, Trista Johnson goes to Candace Davis. Davis back to Johnson. Johnson will dribble through the pressure. She goes back to her left, and we go under a minute to go in this one. Cartersville will pull it out, and they'll run the weave up top. Candace Davis with the basketball, going to her left. This time, she'll go back to Trista Johnson. Johnson breaking the trap, goes down low, kicks it back out, and the Lady Canes will work the 4 corners. They go top of the key to Trista Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Hightower, loses the basketball, but it will remain Cartersville ball. Huge call that time, and I don't know if that was the correct one.
That was. It went off the foot of of Taylor McCallahan as she was cutting across. But a close call nonetheless. Sherelle Baker now with a chance to get back in the ball game.
The problem is that gives Baker a chance to get back in, as you said, Matt. Candace Davis with the basketball, dribbling against Laura Eaton. Up top, and they lose the handle on it. Ball is loose on the floor. Eaton with the basketball in the backcourt. 31 seconds to play in this one. GAC coming down the court. Callahan on the wing. They go over to Eaton. Callahan in the corner. They kick it back out. 23 seconds remaining. This one could come down to the wire. Dribbling inside, they throw it down low to Pate. Back to Baker. Baker with the shot, and that puts them up by 1, 50 to 49. 14 seconds remaining, and Cartersville's going to talk things over.
Well, you got to give GAC credit. They forced the turnover in the front court without committing the foul. No, I usually don't like that strategy. Like I said, just taking time off the clock. I think that was the proper thing to do in this situation, though. It may end up biting them, but I got to give Coach Donnie his credit. I think that was the proper thing to do. Take as much time off the clock and make them foul you. You've been 6 for 7 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter.
And you'll be shooting
the worst thing that happens right now is you get one last time down the floor, one last look, make it happen, and you go to Macon, don't make it happen, and you go home. You can afford to take it aggressively to the basket, Scott, because no matter what happens, you're going to end up on the free throw line. And even if it's before the shot, you'll be shooting 2.
14.9 seconds remain. Cartersville with the basketball. Trista Johnson on the inbounds pass, and the Spartans show full court trap. Canes run the stack. They look inside for the ball, and they get it into Brittany Moore. Moore will bring it up court. 13 seconds remaining. Lady Canes power inside. Moore down low to Riley. They kick it back out. Candace Davis called for the travel. Cartersville's hope now is to double team everyone and let Pate get the basketball and foul her.
GAC's going to take a timeout, Scott. And it'll be a full.
50-49 your score, 7.5 seconds remaining, and you hate to see either team lose a game like this. GAC has the ball and the lead. But Matt, you don't want the ball in the hands of Sherelle Baker.
No, I think you got to double team her. Don't put the ball in her hands. And
could
you go ahead and
could you foul Pate before the ball gets in?
Well, you got to be real careful, because if it's before the ball is handed off, it's an automatic flagrant foul. Other than that, I'm not so sure you want to do that, because Cartersville, you got to remember, still plays great backcourt defense. They have a chance to steal this without putting them on the line. Make sure that they inbound the ball. Force them to get possession of the ball in bounds before you foul them.
You can cut the tension with a knife. GAC with the basketball and the lead. 7.5 seconds to play. 50-49 your score. GAC with the ball on the inbounds pass. They'll look for Baker. They've got it to her, and she's fouled. So Baker will go to the stripe with 6.5 seconds remaining. And Sherelle Baker can make it a 3-point lead. And you can hear nothing in this gymnasium right now. 6.5 seconds to play. Sherelle Baker shoots the front end of a 1-and-1. And we're going to have another timeout called, as Cartersville's going to talk things over. They're going to try to ice her. Now remember, it's a 1-and-1 right now, Matt, so she misses the first. It's Cartersville's ball.
Exactly. Well-placed timeout. Give Baker a chance to sit down and think about things for a little while. Cartersville definitely up against it right here. If you get the rebound, you need to go ahead and call a quick timeout. Well, you actually have a couple options. You could send somebody out and try to get the quick basket down the floor without giving GAC a chance to set up, or you can go ahead and call a quick timeout and try to set up that last second shot.
Well, if you remember back to last year's NCAA tournament, Florida went the length of the court against Missouri to get them in position to go on to that final game, actually to get out of the second round of the NCAAs.
First things
Actually,
first.
may have been the first round. I can't even remember.
First things first, though. This ball comes off the rim. You've got to grab it with both hands and control it.
Sherelle Baker steps to the free throw line with 6.5 seconds remaining. Her team up by 1. And she rattles the first one home. That makes it a a basket lead for GAC. Baker back at the stripe. And the second free throw also good. And the Lady Canes will bring it inbounds. They bring it to Candace Davis. Davis, backcourt to Johnson. Johnson dribbling it across the timeline, has it stolen away. Back to Davis, who fires a three at the buzzer. It won't go. And GAC is on to Macon. Your final 52-49 and a heartbreaking loss for the Cartersville Lady Hurricanes.
Scott, we said it on the way over here. The way this team's performed, you really can't take anything away from them. They're going to be kicking themselves because they were led for most of the game and played fantastic. Just end up getting bit at the end. A very tough defeat for these Lady Canes to take. But in no way do you want to diminish what they've accomplished this year. You really want to give kudos to GAC. They got it done when it really counted right there at the very end. Didn't want to say anything before the end of the game, but Scott, one person all year long that whenever they've needed the big bucket was right there. She couldn't be on the floor because she fouled out Kenya Butts. She ends up leading the team with 16 points, fouled by Ashley Riley's 14, Trista Johnson with 9, Manisha Wilkins with 6, Brittany Moore with 3, and Brooke Spencer with 1. And the Canes finished up a great season, just come up a little bit short.
A tough loss. Their year comes to an end with an overall record of 26-4. So that'll do it for them. They don't match the best record in school history, and they are now 3rd on the history charts at Cartersville High School. The good news for the Lady Canes, 1 senior. Everyone will be back. Unfortunately, GAC, 2 seniors. Everyone will be back. So these two teams you could very well see playing again next season. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this broadcast from Gilmer County High School. I'm Scott Singer along with Matt Santini. I'd like to thank the crew for tonight's game. Donnie Bohack, Brandon Brantley, Jason Woodside, Anthea McStats, Steve Kennedy, Jeff Coleman, and Cheryl Coleman. Thanks for helping out tonight, and that's going to wrap it up for this broadcast and basketball for the 2000-2001 season. We'll see you Monday as Cartersville opens up the baseball season at Richard Bell Field as they take on South Forsyth. And of course, you can see that game on Channel 4 as we'll tape that one in its entirety, and it will replay in the middle of next week. That's going to do it for this broadcast from Gilmer County High School. Good night.